Jarvan ban, obviously.
Indeed. Welcome back,
Maybe
everybody.
a ban. Oh, I didn't like that Annie.
No, that Annie was rather lethal. Got stunned to us down rather nicely. So
Yeah,
for those
maybe.
of you just joining us, we are still doing the Mini LCS. We're into game number 3 now between InGodsName and JSN's. This is the final one. This is the decider. Winner goes to the finals. Loser goes to a third place match, which I will probably never get around to recording or editing or uploading in any way, shape or form. Still, odd that Jason's opted to ban out Caitlyn.
Yeah, I imagine Zikro is getting a bit mad.
But guys, we can pick Caitlyn. Well, there's no way. They'd happily take that up and give it over to Major Melon, who's currently hovering over Urgot.
That's an interesting choice. I think it's just for trolling. I don't think he's actually going to pick it.
No, Aurelia.
Go for Aurelia. Now that is an interesting choice. That'll be Slimsy on Aurelia. I'm interested to see how they do. Allowing Hecarim through. Lady Luck size Hecarim is very, very strong. As is X-Cross's Hecarim top.
Yeah, so now it's a question of where's Hecarim going to go? We can't make the next pick without confirmation. Axelot's hovering over Vel'Koz. Yeah, they could work, he says hesitantly.
Whether that's a Vel'Koz support, no, that's a Zyra support. I do know Axelar, his Zyra support is quite good. Oh, and that looks like a Lulu top for X-Cross.
It could be a Lulu mid.
Yeah, but I know X-Cross is very good on Lulu top, so...
It's just player knowledge. Oh, here we go, the third pick for jungle, but no, instead Zero's thinking about Grundle.
Shuffling through the junglers, trying to work out what he wants to play. Icy Fire's meanwhile wondering what she can do to counter Zyra. Hovering over Janna. Very strong pick in competitive play.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there'd be any other supports that better besides Blitzcrank would be quite good. Why fight the plants when you can pick the person behind them?
Accidentally grabs plant. Oh shit!
Oh, whoops! Didn't mean to pick you up the tower. Oh well. Bink. I'll take that 10 gold. It's better than nothing. I'm trying to think who else could work really well.
I think, considering that InGodsNameWeFeed struggle against the tankiness of Jason's last game, the Jarvan pick does help kind of counter that. But
yes.
It'll be interesting to see whether Jason just sees the channel pick and just goes, well, okay then, and just decides to go full damage.
We'll wait and see here. Zukros is going through his ADC list, which he has near enough all of them. He's actually giving it a really good flick through. Eventually, Team Racers will tell him just to say pick one. Can't play them all.
Assuming he'll end up on Sivir or Lucian or Tristana.
If we're assuming it's Zyra's support, I would go...
He could go for an Ashe. Ashe Zyra is a very strong lane.
Yeah. Ashe is
No,
going to
it looks like he's going for his comfort pick, which is Graves.
I can see he did well on Graves as well. It's going to work out so well. And the synergy at level 6. Zyra's ultimate knocks him up, and then Graves can just easily set up for collateral damage. But
now, Ashe versus Graves isn't a very clever choice.
That's slightly better. Jinx can happily outplay Graves with the Zap and Fishbones.
Jinx against a Rengar isn't going to stand much of a chance, though.
No, Rengar tends to eat squishies for lunch.
One thing to look for, Lucian or something. Someone can jump away. What? Yeah, no,
have you not heard Zillion ADC, new meta? Although, actually, you say that, Slimzy, I can actually see a way of this working. you drop down Flame Chompers as Rengar jumps. So the setup time for Flame Chompers kicks in as Rengar lands.
Slimsy, of course, isn't going to be playing Jinx though. It'll be Benjamin ending in a swap.
Yeah. But you know what I mean. That's the train of logic.
Let's see what mid laner they choose to go against Vel'Koz.
It's going a bit of quandary now because they were expecting Xerath and now it's not Xerath. So they could pick Xerath actually, have a
They're gonna want
range.
something that can synergize with the rest of the picks. There's a distinct lack of any kind of major wombo combo in either team, really. Oh, they are picking up that Hecarim. Yep.
With only 2 seconds on the clock, there is definitely a Hecarim. So that means then it's a Zyra or Lulu mid.
There's a Hecarim top, perhaps. Yep. It should be Zyra support and Lulu mid, but you never know.
Yeah. Zyra mid, play it like a Haimodonga.
Although I do know Axelar's strength do sort of, they are strongest on the bot lane. He has a good mastery of the support role. And it is possible, of course, that Lulu mid could be taking heal to try and run away from that Vel'Koz ultimate.
The life form disintegration ray.
As well as any potential gank from Trundle.
Right, there we go. Everyone's in position. And now we're into the game, everybody. So game number 3 between In God's Name and JSN's. And I just need to move that over to there. Sit.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
So, level 1, nothing really is going to happen, although JSN's actually decided to go for level 1 sneakiness. They have got the power to do so. Day 0 gets caught well out of place.
Janna's going to make sure he stays out fine without any summoners burst there.
Yeah, there's plenty of splash damage that came out from Jinx as well. She managed to get good all-round damage.
And everyone's just going to go B.
Satisfied that they've recovered all the information they can.
Well, at the end of the day, it works out as a slight advantage for JSN's because Rengar now has 2 stacks on his passive already.
Yep. Well, that's going to help him clear his wave a little bit quicker.
Certainly.
Empowered Q.
Minions have spawned.
Or the Empowered W for the sustain. We'll have to see which one he chooses.
Or an Empowered E for an early game. Have to wait and see. It's a shame that no one picked Kha'Zix actually on In God's Name. I want to see a game on a competitive level where we get to the point of
Rengar versus Kha'Zix.
Yeah. That's another hunt. So it's going to be Lulu versus Vel'Koz in mid.
Yeah, it looks like Lady Luxai is going to have a much faster clear thanks to those extra stacks on his passive. He's going to have nearly finished blue buff before Trundle even starts his red buff.
That's the power of Rengar. It's a real shame too.
Hecarim's looking to be quite aggressive on this Aurelia.
Yeah, although Slimsy can quite happily reply. It's going to be level 6 though, where all that's going to kick off, I suspect.
The problem with Hecarim against melee champions is that his Q has such a wide range that he can harass the enemy top laner while they're trying to farm. While farming at the same time. So
yeah, it's bigger than what you think. You think, oh, it's only random. Yeah, it's random plus a bit.
Some people actually choose Hecarim mid against Zed because they're able to harass Zed while he's farming.
Actually, I'd like to see that Hecarim mid. Well, that being said, I'd also like to see someone pull off Civ HD's Grip Boom Hecarim. Which I will admit, as a fun build, it is hilarious. Although Day Zero wants to make sure that X-Cross really can't get there. Make sure he burns every time imaginable.
There are flashes, but he just can't reach X-Cross.
Try as hard as the troll might, the horsey just gets away.
He needs to be careful here because the horsey might turn it around, especially with Rengar coming up from behind.
Yep, although Rengar is just going to chill at the Sentinels for the time being. He's going to...
Well, meanwhile, Hecarim's slight CS lead has given his team a small goal advantage.
But sadly, it's early days. It might all disappear in the blink of an eye. We've yet to see. Day Zero was planning on recalling, but X-Cross falls that rather nicely by coming in.
Oh dear,
is also here. Slimzy gets caught and will go down to first one over to Rengar.
Whether Icolo around, another matter.
Yeah, unfortunately has got a lot of mana. Can he get the Tectonics disruption down? Not quite, but
Oh
he
dear,
could get himself one kill.
oh dear,
Could he get Lady Luck's side?
wow.
No, not quite. So that's 2 kills already onto Lady Luck's side.
3 for 1 right there.
Although Slimzy, can he make the last bit count? The sustain from that powered W, come on!
The teleport was wasted.
Oh, so close! Oh, it's that empowered W kept Rengar alive for that tiny bit longer. Oh.
So, early tempo of the game has been taken by Jason. We have a nearly 2k gold lead already at 5 minutes. That top lane fight definitely didn't do InGodsNameWeFeed any favours.
Nope. It has put them on the back foot a bit.
Especially since they've allowed the Hecarim pick to get slipped through for X-Cross.
Yep, he's
One of
starting.
his more comfortable choices. Especially since the recent buffs.
Yeah, he's going to be enjoying that a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing teleport home guard Hecarim. Just for unending pain towards the mid game. But now, GG Good Vibes actually having a good day in that mid lane with Vel'Koz. Although he's a kill up, he's also had a death as well. And it's allowed him to catch up on the CS from that Lulu. Having a rather good time of it. Although Axelar and Zuko. Oh, never mind. GG Good Life just got melted.
Wow!
That damage!
Icon the god.
I only just saw it briefly as well. I want to go back. In fact, I shall go back. I just want to see that moment. If the game, no, the game will not let me. Why won't the game let me? That's why. Chat box is live. Just get back in 2 seconds. I just want to see this damage again. So, oh good lord. Okay, that was just painful.
Icon kind of like the Black Froggen.
Well. Just to give you an idea, I don't know if you've popped back on your view, but it was Q, Tectonic Disruption, Lifeform Disintegration Rate, all in one go. He wasn't going to survive for much longer. And he's trying to pull off the same trick again, gets a lot of damage onto...
That Rengar, Lulu saved him.
Yeah.
And he's going to be out of that fine. Whether it looks like he's going to try and go back in against Vel'Koz.
I wouldn't recommend it. Vel'Koz can quite happily keep the fight up with Tectonic Disruption and the Void Rift. He's got plenty of long range poke just to...
Rengar's going to back away from that and go take his blue buff. Yep. Slimzy having to farm under tower. The oppressive harass from Hecarim led to a 20 CS disparity in the top laners.
Starting to lay down the hoe. He's got a phase already. So
Aurelia is, however, quite good at CSing under tower. Thanks to her heal.
Yes, thanks to the Blade Surge. Although X-Cross, likewise, has been doing a very good job of just keeping the harass on top of Slimzy. doesn't feel comfortable coming out of the comfort of tower range.
Well, that Q harass from the Hecarim, his rampage is just doing so much damage to Aurelia. Aurelia really needs to pick up some kind of armor. Unfortunately, Frozen Heart isn't going to help Aurelia as much as it normally would, because a lot of Hecarim's damage comes from his Q and his E.
Yep, and now GG Good Life roaming down towards the bot lane. He did get spotted by a ward as he left the mid lane, so already in God's name, well aware and just back off.
Trundle in the mid lane trying to deny the farm that GG Good Life might have gained during his roam. But I don't think he's going to succeed. Don't think it's going to get pushed to tower before GG Good Life can freeze it.
Yeah, there we go. Straight away freezes it in. And now Verkos is going to come back as well. Blue buff has only just respawned, so...
Looks like something's about to happen in the top lane. Slimsy's quite low, and Rengar's coming round from the side.
Yep, this could be the opportunity they're looking for here. X-Cross now starts the aggression, goes on in, starts the landing.
Yeah, that's an easy kill.
And a nice quick pick up as well. So already, Jason's got 5 kills for 2 and doing a very, very good job. But, must be said, that in God's name are having a bit of trouble finding their feet after that first win.
And Jasons are going for an early dragon at 10 minutes. Looks like they'll get it uncontested. They've got 2 pink wards down.
Yep.
Not sure why.
It's for double vision control. Just to make sure that there's no team modes or evidence hanging around.
That's going to be 10 auto attack for someone to clear those. It's quite a while. And they've got another pink ward in the river bush as well.
So Jason really keeping vision on their priority list, even when they're winning in the early
Wards win games. Wards win games.
In the Game of Throws, you ward or you die, I believe is what evidence is. One of the jokes. Still, Benjamin is actually doing fairly well against this Graves Zyra.
He's doing much better than he was as Vayne last game.
Yeah, Jinx is suiting his playstyle more. I actually think the way he was playing Vayne earlier, he should have been playing in Ezreal. Because there's plenty of escape, you can juke as much as you like.
The bot lane certainly is staying very even. Oh,
Life on the situation range does get the kill. And up in the top lane, X-Cross actually goes full aggressive onto Slimsy. Slimsy's actually doing very well at hanging on. It's forced to flash. X-Cross currently does not have his rampage, but the onslaught of shadows will run him through. And that's going to be another kill for Hecarim. And he's already got his Sheen as well, so that's going straight to Trinity Force early. He's that confident. And it's going to be one happy horsey when he gets back to the stables.
Just as one must ban Anivia against Icolol, one really needs to ban Hecarim against X-Cross. Once he's got that Triforce completed, Hecarim's going to be a real threat to the enemy team.
Yep, although we could see him go down here, Slimsy in day 0, trying to complete a pincer maneuver to try and pick him off. Not really going to get far though. Slimsy now picks him off when he's nice and low. Just a couple more auto attacks have been up and gets the kill. Meanwhile though in the bot lane, collateral damage nearly takes out Icy Fires, and now Beta Melon goes...
misses his ult.
Doesn't land a Super Mega Death Rocket, but is forced Zuko, Axelar and Rengar away from that tower. So now if he can just keep farming and make sure that not too much damage comes to the tower, he's actually going to have a fairly alright game. Although GG Good Life hanging off to the top side, could see potential 3-man die. Does get turned into a cute little Poro. Not Poro, sorry, a dragon.
Icolol looking to make a pick here, but doesn't know that he's been spotted by a ward. Let's see what happens when 3 members of the enemy team go for it.
That's not going to matter. The local situation does get interrupted. Zuko is going to be wild growth. Icolo actually goes incredibly low here, getting poked down by Whimsy. Is he going to get shielded inside by Jano? It's not. But Jinx switches it around, nearly gets GG Goodlife out for good. There is ward, so they will see the zap comes through, pops the Whimsy shield.
And that ends up being a 0 for 0.
But it does force both mid laners to back.
Now, Benjamin needs to be careful here. Graves' ult will be off cooldown soon, and if Benjamin stays around, well, he might not be around for long.
No, being a lot of pain from that.
Having a look at CS, pretty much even across the board, apart from in top lane, where Hecarim still has a 30 PS lead over Aurelia.
Indeed, Narada is actually struggling to hold her ground here.
He is 1.5k ahead of Aurelia.
Oh dear, that's not very good at all. Although Aurelia will eventually start to outscale Hecarim, especially if she can beat him before he gets hold of that Trinity Force. Although he's not having a lot of luck in that regard and goes down once again, so Express is now 4 and 2. And he's already started to take down the tower as well, so his next back I suspect will be the completed Trinity Force. Nice and quick. And well ahead of time as well, it's only just reached the 15-minute mark. There we go, no sooner said than done. X-Cross now is also going to start clearing up all of the minions. All that gold is going to help. And to make matters worse, Lady Luxai is also going to steal away the blue. Icolo will drop down a ward, see that it get taken away. And Jasons are doing a fantastic job this game.
They're really making use of that vision. Now Dragon will be up in just over half a minute. Jasons are looking like they're about to congregate around the bottom side of the map. This will be the second Dragon if we get it, so I imagine in God's name we feed will be looking to try and contest it.
They could, they zero is around there, he has got Smite available. Now fairly healthy, we have seen that team fights as of yet hasn't been a determining factor on the small skirmish. So this could be a chance to see whether teams hold up in a major team fight beyond 3 quick pokes.
Yeah, certainly Jasons are ahead of gold right now, but with a lot of in God's name we feed gold focused on that Vel'Koz, there's a chance in a team fight they could turn it around.
Yep, unfortunately though,
Dragon is going to go with the Jasons.
Yeah, Jasons
The second Dragon.
In God's name for the helper. Starting a Page and Melon just gets pinted and flattened between Rengar and Hecarim. That's just a little bit unfortunate for him. And now X-Cross does get caught out, he gets a couple of procs of Vel'Koz dots.
But you can really see that in God's name we feed are being forced to play a lot more defensively than they were last couple of games. I think
they are.
It seems that after that first loss, Jason seems to have kind of figured out what makes in God's name we feed really tick.
Yeah, they've done a very good job turning around a best of 3 loss to their advantage, and you lose one and you start slipping along with it. Basically, nearly picks off GG Goodlife there with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Sadly, not enough. Zyra does the support's job and gets in the way. And now both towers in that bot lane have fallen one after the other in quick succession. So in God's name are really starting to struggle now. Currently 3 towers for none, 29,000 to 23,000, 9 kills to 4. And looking at the items, Graves hasn't even completed a major item yet. He's just about to go and finish his Infinity Edge.
Now looking at each player's performance, Like, obviously, Hecarim's doing well with his 5 kills. However, I've got to point out Rengar, with his 3 kills, 3 assists, and 0 deaths, doing a pretty good job compared to the enemy jungler in this game. He's going to catch out said enemy jungler right now.
Yep,
I wonder if that will be a kill.
Ice, not quite enough though. But they look
Hecarim,
like
no, he's going to decide against it also.
the minion wave's a little bit more important right now. And
he doesn't have his ult up, otherwise he would have gone in.
yeah, but Jason's here, prioritizing really nicely there, focusing solely on.
Oh, very good catch out from Icolol there.
Yep, and it was just a
Brilliant ult.
double kill. Very nicely played.
And that definitely puts Zelfos as a major threat in the next team fight. With 5 kills and 123 CS, his damage is really gonna hurt unless Jason's can dive for the back line in the next team fight and eliminate him.
And they have got the means to do it as well. Lady Luxai in that Rengar can pounce. You've got Axelar's also, which has a wide area.
Don't forget, X-Cross is just Hecarim ult.
Yeah, I was going to get to that one as well. The Hecarim ult's just pretty much a beeline right through. Although I think you can interrupt him when he charges. So you can stop him. The Spectral Riders will carry on, but really the fear of that ultimate is Hecarim can get right through into your back line.
The only tool they've really got to stop that though is a well-timed Janna Tornado.
Not necessarily. Technology Disruption and Void Rift give knockups. I think they work as well. If it's in a tight space, the Pillar of Ice.
I really don't think that Void Rift will like manage to land on an ultimate kill. Like,
Yeah.
you could try.
At least from the last time I remember, you can stop you can stop Hecarim's movement with the ult, but the horses will still keep him going. You just want to take the full damage, if you will. You take like the side damage.
Slimsy right now are being completely zoned by Hecarim. Just far too much damage coming out on the side of Hecarim there with the Brutalizer and Trinity Force. Those Qs are going to do stonking amounts of damage. However, he does get caught out and he has to ult away.
I thought Disintegration Ray not enough. Oh. Although Belkoz's doing really well.
Of course.
He's being able to carry in God's name.
It's Rob, of course he's doing well.
There we go. See, this is the thing though, if in God's name can actually get a team fight here as Lady Luxai is going to get...
Oh, Zuko here going head to head versus Slimsy and Icolol. Decides to back out.
Yep. X-Cross comes on in, charges through. He's not opted for the crit destroying Hecarim. And outright stupid amounts of speed. Which is a shame, it's something I would very much like to see. Is a Hecarim come from base and get to mid lane at the fastest speed that anyone's ever seen.
We'll see whether InGodsNameWeFeed can actually achieve something with this.
Oops, Super Mega Death Rocket trying to catch out Axelar on the back line, doesn't quite make it. Rengar jumps in the way of the rocket at the last second. Although they need to be careful of Icolol, his Q at the very least can pop the tower shield. So he's got plenty of damage in just his Q. With the full combo, that's gonna really hurt if you start eating your life bar away. So Dragon is now up, so currently Jason's have 2 dragons, in God's name have none. But Snoopsy is hanging off to the side, Icolol is also hanging off to the side. He goes for the life of the Disintegration Ray, doesn't quite get it. In a way his sister Jason's, but
oh no, X-Cross is going to survive with that ult.
Force the ult, and Axelar also pops the Zyra ultimate as well, just to keep in God's name well away from everybody else. But Icolol did really well with that lifelong Disintegration Ray. Even if he didn't get Dragon, he did drop Lady Luxai quite low when an X-Cross charged on in, he just welcomed it with open arms. Or open tentacles in this case. For sides, as he would say.
Bit of a messy fight under the tower here.
Yeah, no one can really pick up what they want here.
Unfortunately, yeah, they're kind of lacking the damage onto the tower there.
But they do manage
Put
to
them at a
take.
bit of a disadvantage. Ice Flags are going to get blown down.
Yep, Jallo is signing off and she'll be back in about half an hour with the local news, travel and weather where you are today in Valorant.
Meanwhile, the tides have been turned with the diving now going on to the inner tower of InGodsNameWeFeed side instead.
Yep, but unfortunately that puts you right into Vel'Koz' sights and he does manage to pick up one kill, manages to pick up X-Cross. Fortunately though, his mana is a tad low. He's going to want to pick up a Tear of the Goddess or maybe something with a lot of mana regen so we can beat back up again. But he is doing really rather well. And he's just going to recall, see what he goes to pick up. He's currently got 1,500 gold, so I suspect that's going to be the Morellonomicon straight away.
That is indeed the case.
Come to thinking about it, actually, you know we have the legendary Ghost Crawler working for Riot. What do you think we're going to give to him as an item?
Who knows?
I think it's going to be Ghost Crawler's nerfing stick. Somehow it works for AP mages, but it'll be nerfed next patch. To be honest, I remember when I saw the news that Ghost Crawler was working for Riot, all I could think of was Total Biscuit's Christmas songs that he did way back when he was a small YouTuber. And it's pretty much, yeah, that's what I think now whenever I hear that patches are coming up. Ghost Crawler, please don't nerf AD carries. Nerf everybody else, but not an AD carry.
AD carries have already seen quite a bit of nerfing over the past couple seasons.
Yeah, they need buffing. They need something. They're not becoming carries anymore. They're losing that charm. Anyway, on to other things. Team Jasons are now happily clearing up InGodsName's jungle here. Axlar is going to get caught out, although his ultra will go off and pick off Icy Fires. Damage is going to come down. Lifeform Disintegration Ray comes through.
Bit of a delayed ult from Lulu there. I don't think that was really needed. But,
no, wasn't it really needed, but for InGodsName, that's a good thing anyway. Means that now a long cooldown ult is gone.
They couldn't possibly... Oh, they are! They're going to attempt the Baron here, while Jason's are mostly on the bottom side of the map.
Well, might as well. You got time to do it. There is no jungler at least over on the side.
This is quite an intense fight on the bottom with Rengar versus Aurelia.
Yeah, unfortunately.
She managed to escape.
Yeah, she is going to back off entirely. Jinx, though, doing a very good job of dueling Lulu here.
No.
Yes!
Oh,
very nice. And she's going to keep on the chase as well.
Yes.
That passive getting excited. Unfortunately, Hecarim's going to come in from the side and just run her down.
Well, Hecarim aside, that is exactly what Jinx needed right there. She's now picked up quite a bit of gold. That will allow her to sort of advance on her build a bit and hopefully catch up.
Yeah, catch up with the Graves. Although in terms of items, actually, they've both gone for similar builds.
Well, Graves is is ahead at the moment. He's got the addition, the advantage of Phantom Dancer over setting Shiv, and the addition of a Drawing's Blade on top of that.
Well, I was going to say, but Major Melon, Major Melon. Yeah, I knew I was going to say it eventually. Instead of buying a Drawing's Blade, he's actually opted to go for tier 3 boots.
Whether or not that pays off for him, whether it helps him escape the Rengar or the Hecarim, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. He actually quite likes building now. We saw him building the last couple of games.
He certainly does. Oh,
Life on the Disintegration Ray finds Zyra, so plant life cannot stand up to life form disintegration, right? That has been noted.
Now we'll see whether Jason's have an answer to that pick off there.
I don't think they do. DayZero drops a ward in the rush and sees X-Cross chilling with double buff. He's not willing to do it. Dragon's going to be up in 10 seconds time, so now it's just a waiting game. Really, who's going to make the first move? Who's going to make the first big mistake? Dragon has come back to the fight, but the fight is happening without
this is
Dragon
a messy
knowing
team
it.
fight.
Lady Luxi's right in the front line. Slimsy's right in there as well. This is where Aurelia likes to be, right in the middle of a squishy team. Graves nearly gets caught out, and unfortunately X-Cross is going to go down. Beta Melon is going to pick up that kill. iCrollo manages to land down a couple of his organic scientific stacks. And even manages to knock up Axelar. And Jason's finally get themselves a Dragon, which is bringing them slowly back into this game. Now Lady Luxi comes in from the side, gets knocked back by the Janna Monsoon. Everyone now dives right on top of him, denies him anymore, but he does pick up Irelia for the cause here. And now Beta Melon is going to continue the chase. The Super Mega Death Rocket does find Supro. Goes super low. DayZero just needs to land one more shot. Can he get it? Yes, he will. And now the chase continues. Could we see InGodsName finally turn this around? They get another kill. That's a 4-4-1. Life on Disintegration Ray doesn't quite find Zyra. But that was one fantastic engage. Now X-Cross has just come in to ruin the day by getting a double kill, and he could go on for a triple if he really wants to.
He will have ult available fairly soon. And he's also got that massive... Oh, he flashed!
Oh, flashed
wow.
it! Nice!
Flashed right over that tectonic disruption for the kill onto iCrollo. He was not expecting that.
I wasn't expecting it either. That was well played. A good use of the summoners.
Yep. Pony OP. What can I say? Look at that. 10-5-4. He's got 4.5k advantage over Irelia right now. And that's really showing in items. Irelia hasn't even finished her randomins yet, but Hecarim already has a Spirit Visage and a Brutalizer.
Yeah, we can even see here, looking at the gold, he's already sitting on 2,000. He's already come back from the dead as well. So he is
Speaking
firing
of
up.
large gold discrepancies, bot lane's fairly even. Obviously, iCrollo has a fairly big 2k advantage over Lulu, but Rengar is absolutely stomping on top of Rengar as well. He's got another 2k advantage there, so you can really see where the gold is going on Jason's team.
Yeah, it's going to the top jungler and then being spread out evenly between everybody else. And now really making their presence stand. They really didn't like having that dragon taken away.
I think Jasons are looking to prioritize armor in their builds to help protect themselves against that Hecarim and that Rengar.
Yep. Unfortunately, there is no protection against crude damage beyond lots and lots of health. Or
just killing them first.
Yeah, I was going to say.
DayZero gets caught out here and he's just gonna...
And look at that, even Baron chuckles. Baron is amused at the troll's death. Unfortunately, killing someone doesn't grant you a mini Baron buff. Though that would be cool. As like a future patch note.
Let's see what picks Jason can make here. GG Good Life just slowly but steadily pushing that bot lane in, putting some pressure on the enemy team.
Pings coming in now from InGodsName. They know that she's down there.
Are they going to potentially trying to guard 3 towers at once if this keeps up? Ooh, the damage from that AP Lulu. Oh, a crit from Benjamin does turn it around somewhat. Yeah, GG Good Life is going to drop.
That looked like it was rather painful. Right, excuse me, just a little bit of a coughing fit there. Axelar though, going aggressive on by Slimsy, and Slimsy's going to bottom that up in no time at all. But both flashes are burned. DayZero now forced to hold this out of the inner tower. It's going to be a shutdown for DayZero. Life from Disintegration Ray aiding rather nicely. Beta Melon though is not willing it.
damage on Zucro. Zucro is hiding in the bush.
Yep.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
he gets caught.
he's going to get caught out. Who's going to get the crit? Oh, Zucro just manages to get it in time. Icy Fires though could get it with the Howling Gale. Not quite. Slimzy will come in though and get it with the Transcendent Blades.
Now this is potentially good news for InGodsNameWeFeed. They've just got 2 kills on Hekrem, who was very fed, and Graves. And now they're potentially going to push that top lane in, although they are going to have to defend that mid lane tower from Rengar.
Yeah, they're really starting to struggle now. Icy Fires is going to back off and wait for Beijing Melend when he respawns in 10 seconds.
Yeah, now they are slowly closing the gold lead that Jason's had, and this could potentially work out in InGodsNameWeFeed's favour, because Jason's having the advantage early on, have prioritized damage in their build, whereas InGodsNameWeFeed have had to play more defensively. If InGodsNameWeFeed catch up, they might be too tanky for Jason's to really do anything, and Jason's might see them as falling off more and more. So
I agree, we'll have to wait and see where it goes. And even as the game progresses, they're just going to feed straight into Vel'Koz, and that life from Disintegration, Urban Ray and his passive, excuse me there, really is going to start stacking up. It's going to hurt, especially in confined team fights, like here at the Dragon Pit. Possibly within the next 20 seconds, I wouldn't be too surprised.
Well, Rengar doesn't seem too interested in Dragon right now. We'll see if InGodsNameWeFeed are able to pick this Dragon up. They desperately need it.
Yeah.
They are one Dragon.
X-Cross, what an engagement for day 0. Just skirts around the outside. Goes in there with the onslaughts of Shadows for Beijing Melend, and Jinx just gets annihilated on the spot. There's no way she was going to survive. Life from the Disintegration Ray comes out, actually does a nice bit of spread damage. Unfortunately, only hits the Lazy Dog side and Zucro. And now,
this looks like it's going to be a 4th Dragon for Jason. Unless the Zero can flash Smite.
Penny in time though, he's very low. He's been forced across. Unfortunately, X-Cross gets forced across, which makes Jason's jobs a little bit easier. But now can Icolo take on 4 members of Jason's at once, with the Life from Disintegration Ray not being available.
Wow, the Hecarim damage coming onto Icolo, and he dies.
That's not going to be quite enough. So Jason's get 1 for nothing. They can continue the charge here if they really want to. Instead, they opt not to and just going to back off, chillax, and pick up a few kills. Super Mega Death Rocket just sails on by. It's going to kill some poor random spectator in the stands. And Jinx will not care because it will mean chaos and destruction towards your doors.
Jasons have once again expanded that gold lead. They're now 6k ahead again.
Yeah, nothing really much is going to happen now. It's just going to be a farming game.
Jinx is trying to run away from the Hecarim with her Excite. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough.
Nope,
especially when Rengar jumps in there.
Yeah, Beijing Melend goes down, Slimzy goes down, Zay Zero is now left all alone. He's tanky, but he's not that tanky.
And he's running for his life, he is down as well.
Gets removed from this fight, so that's now a 3 for nothing for Team Jasons. They could actually close this out if they really wanted to. All they need to do now is just focus down onto Vel'Koz to secure that kill, and that will secure them any more victories. The Life from Disintegration Ray does a nice job, actually manages to skim Lulu and takes a nice chunk of health off.
Looking to get some damage onto this bottom tower here. Will Icolo be able to fend them off with his wave clear? No.
Yeah.
And that looks like an easy tower for Jasons.
It is a very easy tower, it's going to go down, which means it's an easy inhibitor to follow. There's no damage yet.
Are they going to overstay here? Are they going to get caught out? Potentially.
X-Cross is going
There's a lot
low,
of
he's
damage
down to
coming out
25%, he goes down. Jinx is getting excited, she's continuing the chase. Can they catch anyone else out? Pillar of Ice does slow down Zuko and Rengar just a tiny bit. Axel is caught out by Slimsy, so that's going to be a done deal pretty much, although Axel is doing a very good job of hanging on. Meanwhile, off at the top, Major Melon will pick off Rengar. Aurelia's going to get Zyra now. Zuko's like all the way in the mid lane. He's going to need to keep on running if he's not careful, because Jinx will continue the chase.
This is their chance. This is their chance.
1, 2, 3, one more hit will do it. They trade
ults.
ults.
4 for 1.
But they trade ultimates for it, which makes it all the more hilarious.
Now, with Janna fending off Lulu in the top lane, InGodsNameWeFeed are understandably trying to get that mid-in hit.
Yep, unfortunately they will lose that inner turret, so JSN have now got
They
all
really
3
need
lanes
an in-hit
through.
here. They
But
really need an in-hit, but Hecarim's there. He's going to defend it.
the speed of
More than
Hecarim.
defend it.
Oh, he gets slowed at the last second. Well played, Icolal.
Still 6k ahead. Now, InGodsNameWeFeed are looking to either defend or just keep vision on the Baron. Whereas Jason's were considering making a pick on that bottom inhibitor, but have instead also decided to focus Baron.
In the position they're in right now, Baron is a very, very good choice. It's going to mean
X-Cross
lots and lots of damage, especially where X-Cross is at the minute as well. Pushing waves.
He's zoning them away from the Baron. To pretty much, that's a pretty much uncontested Baron there.
Uncontested and collected.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for InGodsNameWeFeed to really defend this last push.
Yep, and
Icol's being caught out. He's going to top down, sure.
Yep, doesn't quite have the skill that he did last time.
And that's the majority of the damage gone from InGodsNameWeFeed. They're really going to struggle to keep Jason's off their tower, and they're in him now without that Vel'Koz.
Let's keep on the push.
Major
Melon is taking so much damage, he is going to go down. Unfortunately, Axelot also is taking a fair bit of damage. Day Zero off to the side goes down. X-Ross is just going to get the last stomp in there. And now Slimsy also forced out to the side by Lady Luxite.
I think this is game. I'm not sure if InGodsNameWeFeed are going to be able to defend this. I think this might be GG.
I think this might be GG as well. I have to agree with you. They've lost one inhibitor, they're going to lose the second one as well.
They've got Baroned up minions. They've got a dead, like, InGodsNameWeFeed have a dead AD carry for another 30 seconds.
Yeah, and there we go. Nexus is going down so quick. That is the end of the game. That's just BM, X-Cross and Hecarim teleporting underneath the base. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Team Jason's who advance on to the finals against Leesyndrome. Yeah, Leesyndrome. I forgot your team name for a second. Whoops. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you for the next game.